All right. Hi everyone. I'm here Roundhouse, and that is Sir No Nickname, and
You done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
welcome to a wrestling edition of True Story Bro. Where,
Sir with no nickname, bro. You been drinking tonight? What's up?
yeah, no, I said Sir with no nickname, right? Sir with no nickname. Damn.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
I need to drink. I'm out of water, so
You out of water. You also out of focus.
apparently so. Camera justice. So yes, well, this man no nickname, and welcome to wrestling edition of True Story Bro. We're the wrestling people of the group because nobody else watches wrestling like we do.
Yeah.
And today was the 2021 Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
So what you think?
What did I think?
Yeah, so I mean,
What are we ranking here?
I mean,
5 stars.
Let's do the ranking. Let's do the ranking at last. So, from when did you start it at 6:00, or did you start it at like 6:30?
I started at 6. I started at 7.
Okay.
I watched the pre-show here and there. Was it one match or 2 matches in the pre-show?
It was the tag team, the women's tag team match,
which was horrible. It was horrible. It was horrible. And that interference was trash.
It seemed like they were rushing it.
Oh no! You know what? During the was it during the pre-show? No, that wasn't during the pre-show. That was actually during the actual show.
What?
Rosenberg, Peter Rosenberg winning the 24/7 championship. Was that the end of that? Right? He never came back out, so he's still the champion right now.
Nope. He got the championship, so he's probably gonna bring it to the Breakfast Club. Oh, wrong show.
No. Oh yeah. You're bugging.
Bro,
97, bro.
Peter Rosenberg in the morning with I forgot.
Ebro in the morning.
Ebro in the morning. He's gonna bring it there, and then he probably gonna get pinned there by Ebro. That'd be cool as fuck. Get pinned by Ebro, and you know it was a good pre-show. I mean, I don't know. Like the women's tag team wrestling match seemed like it was rushed. So it looked good.
That definitely was a match that was pre-show worthy. So I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, it wasn't. But they did it anyway. So
yeah, that should have been on the main card.
Mm-hmm. You know what's weird though? They should have had Asuka wrestle in a match. That way it would have made more sense for them dropping it, because Asuka was like, you know, she went through a hell of a match. But they didn't do anything with that. And that's the kind of thing I'm kind of worried about, that they lose focus when it comes to the women's wrestling itself, especially on the main roster. Like Asuka. Asuka's a legit, like, good wrestler, but they're lacking in talent, like talented wrestlers that need to be there. Naomi just, Naomi just came back, but I don't know what show she's going to be on. It's probably on SmackDown, right?
SmackDown, because she started off with Bayley, so
right.
That's going to be a thing.
And then so I'm kind of worried, like, and they just had they had the Mae Young Classics, right? No, not the Mae Young Classic, the Dusty Rose Classics.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing that, and they like NXT has very good wrestlers. That's the thing too, lots of them.
There was a lot of them this year in the Rumble.
Yeah, a lot of them were in this year. Like, if it wasn't for NXT, they wouldn't have been filled out.
Yeah, like Damian Priest did his thing.
What he is like, I love the fact like he was in NXT, because he really goes ham in NXT, and like, again, I'm worried that he'll get dumbed down when he comes to the main roster, just like they fucked up Aleister Black. That was a fuck up, bro. They just
a lot of people try to stay on NXT now because of that.
Yep. They rather stay under Triple H's wing than deal with anything from main roster. The writers and the writers on the main rosters are trash. You know, when you have Shawn Michaels and Triple H behind, like doing everything with NXT, and William Regal doing everything with NXT, it shows the product is better.
Yep.
The problem is, well, we'll get into that. Anyway, we'll get into that. But so you didn't like the pre-show?
I normally don't pay attention to it.
Nah.
If there happens to be a match there, then I'll watch it. But normally those matches aren't great.
I tuned into it. I watched it. It was good. I mean, the whole Charlotte Flair and Lacey Evans things, I see they're trying to push Lacey Evans again.
I mean, I don't mind them pushing her, but that's just to do that. I mean, that makes no sense.
I don't need another blonde-haired wrestler. I don't. It's you know what's weird? WWE is almost like Playboy. In the sense where some of the top Playboy models or whatever are blondes. And it's like every time I turn around, there's a blonde wrestler in WWE. If you go back and look for a while, there's a lot of blonde wrestlers. And I'm just like, okay. Like, do they
yeah, but they haven't really pushed that diva narrative for a while. So I wouldn't really say anything like that.
They don't push it, but they sure don't like
but if you're really looking at it, if they're pushing her, why is she going against Charlotte when Charlotte has nothing?
Right,
you know?
Right.
And they're pushing that as a single story. If they would have pushed that as a tag team story, that would have been completely different because she had the title. But they're not pushing it as a tag team story. They're pushing it as a singles thing. Yeah. So it's just going to be one of those things where it's just going to make one of the other people look bigger than the other. And that's pretty much it.
I mean, I don't mind Lacey Evans' push, but she had a push earlier, 2019? Yeah, 2019. She had a push. It didn't go nowhere. I mean, the whole
that's creative writing. They dropped the ball on that all the time.
They did. Because then she went from being healed, then being face.
She was face for a bit and then went back to being healed.
Yeah, it was a weird thing. Let's see. Who else? I'm trying to think what else. So the women's after the pre-show, it was what was it?
Drew McIntyre versus
Goldberg. Okay.
That wasn't a bad match. It was fast, but it wasn't a bad match.
And there lies my little problem. That when it comes to Goldberg, right? When it comes to Goldberg, his matches will not take long.
They won't pass 7 minutes. We're lucky to even have maybe
barely 5. Barely 5. I'm talking about from the time the ring bells, ding ding, it's literally like 5 minutes. That was probably like the longest. That was literally the longest he's wrestled or done anything.
Well, here's the thing: he's used to going in, checking people out, and then leaving. You know what I'm saying? That's how he always did his matches. So if he went through extended matches, he was always gassed because he never really, wrestled for long periods of time. Period. He was undefeated, 180 fucking wins, undefeated, and all those matches were just 1, 2, 3 spear, jackhammer. That's it, under 5 minutes.
Until he got to WWE, when it was actually had to be a lot longer than just.
Yeah, but he was barely in there. He barely had matches, and those matches when he actually was in there for a while were terrible. Because he would do all the spectacular shit in the beginning of the match and then get gassed the fuck out because he can't stand to be in there for more than 5 minutes.
Bro, he almost killed The Undertaker.
They were both unfit for that match. That was a terrible booking.
He almost killed
both of them. Not just fucking Goldberg. Everyone pins that shit on Goldberg. Undertaker should have known better. He should have been like, yo, because even he couldn't fucking lift that nigga up. So he's bugging.
I agree, but Goldberg. Okay, so there's two things about First of all, Goldberg's the most annoying person. I have. He's annoying to me now. As I'm 37 now, and looking at Goldberg wrestle or lack thereof, he is annoying.
So I'll tell you why. The reasoning behind that is because we want to see the younger people prosper, right?
Yeah.
Now we see all of these older people that are coming back for like one last run or whatever the hell it is, and they're getting these opportunities all willy-nilly. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now, while some of it may be good, some of it is also bad for business. A lot of the times it's bad for business, but it's also good for like a passing of the torch kind of thing. Now, that's essentially what happened tonight. That was a passing of the torch match. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you mean like what Goldberg did with
Yeah, you know what
Drew
I'm saying? Like he
McIntyre?
showed
Okay.
him respect. He knew that it was gonna be a crazy thing that was about to go down, and he
Right.
held his ground and he was able to beat Goldberg. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the same thing would have been at fucking WrestleMania. It would have been the same thing. There was no passing of the torch between him and Braun Strowman because
No,
it
it
was
really
two
wasn't.
behemoths. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. So I'm glad Drew McIntyre retained the title and everything. I'm happy about that. The women's Royal Rumble was great.
No, it wasn't. That was boring.
No, it was good.
That was boring.
It was good. I just don't like certain. I didn't like certain.
That shit was boring. The only thing that was good was towards the ending, and the fact that Bianca Belair won, I was actually happy about.
I was happy that she won too.
But that match
like
was boring. I barely paid attention to it.
I don't like the spots when it comes to like certain old women wrestlers.
They have to have those spots though. That's
No,
the
you
reason
don't.
why they're there.
You can use your NXT wrestlers.
That's the reason why they're there, to use those spots.
I mean,
so you can't say that because those spots are gonna be even in the men's Royal Rumble.
I mean, yeah, but even that, I'm just like, eh. But they had the NXT wrestlers in there, which I'm happy with.
They didn't have much, and the ones that they put out there weren't that great.
Who are you talking about? Rhea Ripley?
I said some of them, not all of them. Some of them weren't that great.
Dakota Kai?
Dakota Kai was good. Rhea Ripley was good. Who else? Shotzi was pretty good until she got eliminated early.
Yeah.
You know,
they were good. They were literally they were good. I didn't see any problem with the NXT spots. Not the ones that came out. Although it did seem like there was a lot more last year and the year before.
What do you mean? For NXT?
It was a lot more.
No. There was definitely more of the older crowds because they didn't have that much women as they have now.
Yeah.
The first one that they did only had maybe like 2 or 3 NXT.
Yeah, 2. Yeah. I'm talking about
last year's one had a few more. This one had the most. They probably had close to 10 or 12 girls from NXT.
Yeah, they did, which is good. I like the fact that they add them into it. It was good. I like the women's Royal Rumble.
It was decent at best. I didn't really enjoy it. I didn't pay attention to it much. I think the worst match for me was probably Sasha versus
it was
Carmella.
It was
that was a boring ass match.
It was something.
That should have been pre-show. Even though it was the women's championship, that match should have been pre-show.
It was something. That's all. I'll leave it at that.
Because the tag team match had so much more potential being on the main card.
That spot where Carmella dived and I was like, damn, her head hit the floor. she hit the fucking floor. I was like, God damn. Her head to the floor. I was like, oof.
That was crazy.
Yeah, Sasha Banks did that shit too one time. No, who was it? Was Sasha? It was Sasha Banks did that shit one time. And was it Bree? Yeah, Bree.
Bree's done that.
Yeah, oh my god, where they dive really short and shit, and they just
The Bella Twins have always given themselves some type of concussion. Let's put it that way.
you so stupid.
What else? Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens. What do you think about that? Last man standing match.
I'm upset.
I'm mad that he won with a guillotine.
I'm mad he won with a guillotine too, and I'm also mad that I'm kind of mad that they didn't really give it to. Okay, well, a couple things. There's a couple things I'm really mad about, and
Roman's not dropping that title unless it's a meaningful match. Unless it's a meaningful match. So I don't know who's gonna go against him. It's definitely not gonna be Edge.
It's definitely gonna be Seth. He's back,
but he's not. He's not on SmackDown though.
Yes, he is.
Seth got traded to SmackDown. Oh yeah, that's right. Seth did get traded to SmackDown.
So, but he's not a heel. So he's a heel. So I'm kind of like, I don't know how that's gonna work.
Yeah, so I don't think that's not gonna be.
I don't know how it's gonna work. But anyway,
it's got to be someone that's gonna challenge his authority.
I don't know. Like, okay, so Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns. Them wrestling against each other it seems to be just so good. And people, like, nobody should underestimate Kevin Owens ever again. Like, nobody should ever. He's been at this for so long, just as long as AJ Styles have. Like, they've been, those guys have honed in their craft before they even got to WWE. And you could tell because their shit is just on par. Same thing with Sami Zayn, even though they dumbed Sami Zayn down, and he doesn't really. Sami Zayn's not what he used to be, and it's a far stretch from what he was in NXT to Indies to what he is now.
Yeah, I enjoyed him when he was on NXT, and now that he's on the main roster, he was good for a bit, but after like he went away on injury or whatever, and then he came back, and now he's like sucking ass.
Yeah,
I don't like that at all.
Is one thing like Kevin Owens' match, just seems to get better and better. Like with Roman, just gets better and better. He's always doing some new shit, and I can always like go back and look at the stuff he did in his indies and stuff like that. I'm like, oh shit, he used to do this shit. Oh shit, he used to do this shit. And I'm like, oh my god, like he really is such a great wrestler.
He used to fly around a lot more than he does now.
Yeah, he used to. I think it's one or two things. I think it's one. I think it was that knee. I know he hurt his knee at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that was it because I remember he ran up the fucking thing and flipped off the fucking and I was like, this motherfucker is good. Like, because and for a heavy set dude to do that.
Exactly.
To do that. He was like, boom. I'm like,
yeah.
What the
he
fuck?
Moved. He can move.
He can move, but he's always been able to move like that. And it seems like, I like the story between Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. I like it even more now because he talked about Kevin Owens' grandfather, and his grandfather is it's his thing, and it really showed like his emotion. And Roman just keeps on cheating every match. Every match, he keep on cheating. Like, I thought he was really gonna lose this shit. And I was like, wait a minute, that referee's a little too close. I thought because the referee's leg was wide open, I was gonna kick him in the balls. I was like, nah.
That's something that's gonna be like that from till the end of time. You know what I'm saying? The heel is always gonna find his way to get out of something. I honestly thought that I was gonna see a cash in tonight because I thought
you saw the Money in the Bank in the back, right?
I thought that was gonna be a cash in.
It should have been a cash in.
Even if Roman, like, so Roman won, I felt like even if Roman won and it would have been
Should have been
more
a cash
different
in.
than that, then there would have been a cash in.
I think if Kevin
But I still
Owens
think
won,
that when they do the cash in, Miz is still gonna lose.
right?
I feel like he's still gonna lose.
I think if
he
they
does
did the
in.
cash in, I think if they did this, have Kevin Owens win, but because it's last man standing, he's so beat like he can't really stand. Miz could just come in, boom, you know, and then that'd be it. Miz be the new champion, and then
but it would have had to be in the ring. So that's what made it. That's what made it worse.
Did it have? It doesn't necessarily be. Does it have to be in the ring?
It has to be in the ring. It's a sanctioned match.
Mm.
It has to be. It has to be in the ring.
Last man standing.
But it's not a triple threat.
Right.
The match would have been over, so a whole new match would have had to start in the ring.
Okay.
It's not a false count anywhere match.
Right. So I guess so. I mean, I would have loved to see the cash in, but I get it. I mean,
I felt like one would have came, but the fact that Roman came out on top and he was kind of healthy after just choking him out, he didn't really do much. There was no way of doing that cash in. Period.
The guillotine thing seems to be just a. It's kind of weird. That spot.
I'm just looking to see what they're gonna do to continue that story.
Yeah,
whether it's over or it continues.
Yeah, I don't know. That guillotine, that spot where it was at, where that spot for the guillotine where it was at, I don't think that was a good spot. Because if he was choking like that, there was the lights were right behind him. All he had to do was run back and just boom, hit him with it and get off. Like it was just a weird spot because I was like, if there's too many things around in that small area where you can literally do something to get him off of you, you know?
Yeah, but after he threw his weight on him and brought him to the ground, they're already beat up, so there's no way of them, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it was easy to get it done and get out of there, you know.
It was just a weird spot for me. That's all it was.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It was weird. I was like, I know if somebody puts me in something like that, regardless, I'm still standing. I'm just gonna like really try and ram this dude's back into it so he gets the fuck off of me. Yeah. And not to mention you got the lights that's on the ground right there. You didn't really have to do much. Like you could literally be like drop him on there. But you know, it was a weird spot for me.
How many more pay-per-views do we have this year?
You have Elimination Chamber. You have Elimination Chamber is the last one before WrestleMania. That's
But we still have 3 months.
Yeah, so you have Royal Rumble.
2 months.
Right?
We still have 2 months. So
yeah, so Royal Rumble is done. So you got an event in February, and then you have Elimination Chamber in March, and then it's WrestleMania. So Elimination Chamber will probably be mid-March, and then WrestleMania. Like early, like when I say early, like 15, 20, something like that.
Well, I think it's what was it? Is mid-April, right? That they're doing
Elimination Chamber?
WrestleMania?
No, it's late. WrestleMania is always late March because it goes right into April.
February is Elimination Chamber. March is Fastlane.
I hate Fastlane. I thought it was. It's Fastlane is so dumb.
And then mid-April is WrestleMania 37.
Yeah. I forgot about Fastlane. I thought Fastlane was first.
And they're starting off with Money in the Bank this year. Last year was Backlash. They're starting off with Money in the Bank this year.
What do you mean they started off with Money in the Bank this year?
After WrestleMania, first pay-per-view is Money in the Bank.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, last year was Backlash. This year is going to be Money in the Bank.
It should be Money in the Bank right after WrestleMania. It makes more sense. Whoever's champion, they can literally cash in, like whoever's champion after WrestleMania, and whoever wins Money in the Bank can literally cash in on that shit.
Yeah.
It was weird too because last year at WrestleMania they did Money in the Bank during WrestleMania.
Did they?
Yeah, remember?
No.
Okay, so you don't remember
WrestleMania last year? No.
Yeah, it was.
Money in the Bank was his own pay-per-view. And it was the climb the corporate tower.
That was Money in the Bank.
Yeah, that was Money in the Bank.
That was
WrestleMania.
It was WrestleMania.
It wasn't. It was Money in the Bank on its own.
No, because
Yeah.
Oscar.
I just watched it. It was by itself.
Oh yeah, it was by itself. That was climbing the top. I thought it seemed like it was the same fucking thing.
Nah.
It was after WrestleMania.
You're just thinking of the cinematic matches because they had.
Oh yeah, because there you go.
Yeah, WrestleMania started with the cinematic matches, and then we had that one. Yeah,
that's what it is. I merged both of them together.
Yeah.
It seemed because that's what it is. I think they shot all of that in the same time.
Nah,
that's what it felt like. Anyway, so the men's Royal Rumble. How'd you feel?
I enjoyed it. There was only one spot I didn't like.
Hurricane?
Yep.
Same.
It was cool like last year or 2 years ago, something like that, but
I'm done with it.
I don't know why. He was fit the last time he came out. He was fit. And he got eliminated early. This one he kind of stood around for a bit and he was all fat and moving slow. And I was like, what the fuck is that?
And it's like, that's the thing that I have a problem with.
That was a terrible spot.
No matter what spot it is, the Hurricane is a terrible spot. We have so many other wrestlers you could give a spot to. Like I was like, let's see.
You got to stop thinking NXT and all these other shit.
It's not
because
even
at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it's to have the nostalgic feel. That's always what they're gonna do. They're gonna give you more nostalgic characters.
Nobody cares.
Look at fucking Carlito.
That's different. You know why that's different?
How is that different?
Because Carlito actually was a champion, not in the Continental Champion. For a while, he actually mattered. Carlito actually he was pretty fucking big and fit. But Carlito's always been like one of those characters that everybody likes. The Hurricane is straight up gimmick. Nobody cares about.
People care about his character.
No, they don't.
People care about his character.
No, they don't.
If there would have been an audience, there would have been a big ass pop for the Hurricane. Guaranteed.
No, it don't. Every time,
there definitely would have been a pop for the Hurricane.
Every time he comes out, nobody's like excited because it's just.
What do you mean, yo? I can play the clip right now of when he came out. I think it was at the 2016 Royal Rumble when Roman put his title on the line, and that one there was a big ass fucking pop for that shit.
But that's also a different time. Like
3-4 years ago? Come on, bro.
Yeah, it's okay.
Nah, it's not different. It's the same. It's the same shit.
It's
the same shit. It's the same shit.
Different.
Bro.
You know why it's different? Because people are.
We're in the same PG era, and people are still gonna get that nostalgic feel. No. They got him, and we got Diesel. Who the fuck wants to see Diesel? But we got him too, and there was a big ass pop for him too. Why? Because it's fucking Kevin Nash.
But Kevin Nash is,
You want the nostalgic feel, so whether it's a shitty character or not, it's going
not
to be
really.
great.
No,
and Hurricane was a champion. He was a U.S. champion. He was a tag team champion with big names.
Sean Helms was a tag team champion, not that. But the Hurricane, I could not deal with the Hurricane at all. And
I just didn't like the fact that that was literally a wasted spot for me.
Exactly my point. It's trash.
It was trash for them to do that, but I understand why they do it. You know what I'm saying?
What?
They most likely couldn't get no one else to do it. You know what I'm saying? They most likely couldn't get no one else. Look at fucking Carlito though. Again.
Carlito's different.
Brolic as hell, son. Did you see him?
Exactly my point. Carlito's different.
Carlito was never that big, bro.
No, he wasn't. But he's been working out for a while though. Do you like?
Carlito was never.
He's been in the independent circuit wrestling for a long time. So
when he came out, and you know what? I figured when they said that he was coming out for that Legends night.
Yeah.
And he didn't come out. He said on Twitter, he was like, "Yo, I wasn't told anything."
Yeah.
And then someone had asked him a question, and he was like, "Listen, if I'm gonna go over there, it's to actually work. I'm not going over there to just, you know, be in
Pop up,
like a 3-second video thing of me saying a stupid line and then getting off the screen.
And that's the hurricane. Nobody cares for that shit.
Again, and I agree with you. I said it was a terrible spot. I don't know why you make it.
No matter when he comes out, it's terrible, and it's so like
it's not the fact that it's terrible. It's terrible. A wasted spot, but you also have to understand that they have to add those nostalgic points in there.
I'll give it to nostalgia when it comes to a character motherfuckers actually care about, and that motherfucker don't care about.
For you.
Literally, nobody cares. Literally,
that's your opinion.
From kids' point of view, nobody gives a shit about Hurricane. They don't know who Hurricane is.
Don't know who he is, of course.
So the only people that know that is us.
But the Rumble's not for everybody.
Yeah, but the only people that know that is us, and we're kind of like, why the fuck are you here? We want some new motherfuckers. We don't care about.
No, I don't care about the new people either.
I do.
To be honest with you,
I do.
It's certain ones, and they put the right ones in the Rumble.
I was kind of missing Keith Lee, but I heard he's quarantining.
Yeah, he's quarantining.
I was like, damn, Keith Lee ain't there. And it was kind of weird too. I'll say this, it's kind of weird because I was looking at the Royal Rumble. I'm like, so MVP's not in the Royal Rumble. The Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin not in the Royal Rumble.
Because they gave the spots for people to shine. They actually did something this year to give spots to people to shine. Mm-hmm. They didn't go ahead and add full rosters of teams.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The only team that they added in there was fucking New Day. And that
they didn't even add all Retribution, which is
all you had was Ali.
Which is a weird thing to do. Like you had like Mustafa Ali by himself, and I was kind of like, well, why don't you get one of the big guys?
Because those people don't matter. You get what I'm saying? Those people don't matter.
Yeah, but they're there every day. That's the problem.
Yeah, but those people don't matter. Like no one cares about those people.
They do.
No one cares. Who cares about Retribution? No one cares about Retribution. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Retribution is probably the worst thing that they got going for them right now.
It was at one point. It was great, but then it became something.
It's been terrible since the start. Once they showed that Mustafa Ali was the like the headmaster of that shit. No one's paying attention to the Retribution. They're paying attention to Ali.
Oh yeah.
No one's paying attention to Retribution. They see these dudes come out with masks and they're like, oh, it's a squash match. And that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No one cares about those people.
Well, they keep winning. They keep beating Ricochet every fucking week.
But that's Ricochet. And these big dudes that are just squashing him. They're all squash matches. I want to see them put him against Mia Yim. She's part of Retribution.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's another thing too. Like she's not even in the Women's Royal Rumble, which is a weird thing too. Like she couldn't be in the Women's Royal Rumble representing Retribution.
Nah, that would have made no sense.
Whatever. I mean, she's a wrestler.
That's a waste of. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that is a waste of having her on the main roster for the simple fact that Retribution only has one female.
They had two at one point. They had 2 or 3,
and she's not even doing anything on the women's side.
I agree. They had 2 or 3 at one point, and
so at that point, she don't even need to be part of that period.
No, she
should just be, cast aside. Either go back to NXT or join the main roster as Mia Yim.
She should join the roster as Mia Yim and be Keith Lee's wife, which she is.
Yeah.
Which would give her a better spot in a way, because I don't know.
They got to find a way to build,
because Mia Yim, she's a good wrestler, and it just seems like, why did they sign her up to do that? And it's like, I mean, like if you look at Montez and Bianca Belair, they still, like, even when that whole thing with the Andrade, she still came in there and like that, she still was like, that's my husband and shit, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not like they don't know, like people don't know that that's not your husband and everything. This is still there. So to put me in Ying in something
that's else, that's how they market. That's how they market things. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna market it that way.
And
I don't think they would market that. I think they would keep that completely separate. They may do it, but they may keep them two completely separate.
you know what's
that
weird?
aspect.
Bobby Roode wasn't in the Royal Rumble neither. Bobby
Dolph
Roode
Ziggler was though, right?
Yeah, Dolph Ziggler was in there, but Bobby Roode
Yeah.
wasn't.
I think they stood away from tag teams. The only people that they put in there was Miz and Morrison and the New Day. That was it for the most
Dolph
part.
Ziggler.
But actual tag teams I'm talking about.
But Dolph Ziggler and Bobby
Robert Roode wasn't in there, so
he wasn't
a tag team.
Yeah.
But New Day was in there. They all got eliminated.
Yeah. The Bar was in there.
It
was a tag team at one point.
Yeah, but they weren't. They're not. I'm talking about tag teams that's going on now. Like they didn't even help each other. They were like, "Yeah, Bar, nope," and then he trashed them.
Yeah. You know what's weird though? I think what fucks me up is they build they build certain characters up, right? Like for the last week was like Cesaro was just so good, and then the week after that was Shinsuke, and Shinsuke beat how many people during the gauntlet? And I'm like, okay, cool. What are y'all gonna do with that? And they don't do nothing with that. And I'm just like,
they're gonna do something with that.
That's wasted though. And same thing with Cesaro.
They're gonna do something with that. They're never pushing Cesaro. I'm telling you that right now.
I mean,
as much as that man should have gotten a push years ago, they're not giving that man.
And Daniel Bryan, I'm like, what are they doing with him?
They're trying to build him up too.
How? By throwing him over the rope. He lost to Cesaro. He lost to Shinsuke.
They're gonna be building him up. They have something on a set aside.
I'd rather him go back to being evil Captain Planet.
Nah, that was a terrible character.
I would have loved it. No, I loved it because he was out of his fucking mind. He was an evil hippie, and
heel did not look good on him at all.
Yes, it did. He was a heel before.
I hated that shit.
Oh, it was great. It was great. It was so good. It was beautiful.
The planet's champion or some shit like that. No,
and it just made it. It was so good
with a title made out of wood, and
I loved it though. I was just like,
no, sir.
I loved it. It made it.
Sir. If you ever buy that replica belt, I'm slapping you.
It's amazing, bro. I think him being Daniel Bryan being a heel was amazing. I loved it. I just wish I wish that ruthlessness that he had during that time was with Daniel Bryan now. Like there's something about the way he was wrestling.
I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna continue to say this till I'm fucking blue in the face. Creative is trash.
Oh, I agree.
Creative is trash.
I blame
when they had that whole little talking smack segment with the Miz and Daniel Bryan, when Daniel Bryan was completely out of commission.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They had every opportunity to have that crazy rivalry brought back when he said that he was clear to wrestle, and they did nothing with it. They replayed it and they spoke about it, and Miz did say something, but that went dead so quick.
They did that with Shinsuke, won the Royal Rumble, went to WrestleMania, and did nothing with that.
He lost. It is what it is.
Oh,
it is what it is.
They just
you also have, but they're going to be pushing him. And and the reason why is because not only that gauntlet, but he's a face again. They changed his theme music back, so he's gonna be doing something sooner than later.
Can't say that shit about Ricochet.
Most likely Elimination Chamber. There's gonna be something going on with him.
Yeah, we can't say that shit about Ricochet. Holy shit! Like they just
that storyline that they have with him and the Retribution. That's like beating a dead horse.
It is.
They shouldn't.
It's almost like he has to be going against another fucking faction.
By this time, he should have joined Retribution. By this time,
he should have joined the Hurt Business for anything. Come on, man. Come on. It was the Hurt Business, then it was Retribution.
I don't see him as a heel, so I that's why I guess they're doing that.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, he's been beaten down by this group so many times that he should have joined by now.
2 groups.
That made no sense.
No, it don't. Hold on. I gotta go to the bathroom, so.
Oh, you're killing me, bro.
I know I am. Give me a second.
I mean, we could end it because, you know, we did speak about the Royal Rumble. Well, barely.
I just hold it. It's Okay. So, I'm happy with Bianca Belair winning. I'll say that.
I like both winners. I'm okay with both winners.
I'm okay. Yeah, exactly. I'm okay with Edge winning.
I'm okay with both winners. I'm happy with the fact that we got that Christian came out. That was great.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's gonna be there every week. I don't know.
I don't think so either. But there's gonna be a few spots with him. I'm sure of it.
Yeah. I'm just waiting to see. I think Edge is gonna challenge Roman.
You think so?
Spear versus Spear.
No. But you also, again, we have 2 more pay-per-views before this happens.
Right. I think Elimination Chamber is going to be the defining moment of where.
I don't know if we're gonna get Spear versus Spear. I would hate to see it, just because of the story. You know what I'm saying? The story makes no sense.
Yeah, it would be. Well, you know, and he's on Raw, so yeah.
Yeah.
But he could choose where he wants to go.
He could choose where he wants to go. It doesn't matter.
But who? Okay, so if he challenged Drew McIntyre,
we're gonna have to wait.
That would make no. If he challenged Drew McIntyre, it would make no sense in a way because there's no connection to it. You know
I'm gonna tell you just like this. This is what's gonna happen. We're gonna have the Elimination Chamber match. Randy Orton's winning the Elimination Chamber match, and it's gonna be Randy versus Edge again. That feud is not going to end until Edge takes the title from him. That feud is not ending. Period.
So you're saying Randy's going to win the title at Elimination Chamber?
Yeah, if not Elimination Chamber, Fastlane, one of those. But Randy's winning that.
I don't know. Braun Strowman's back. That's all I'll say.
He's on Raw or SmackDown?
He's on Raw.
He's on Raw.
So I don't know.
Who was he beefing with before he left?
The last time we saw him was Survivor Series.
Yeah, but who was he beefing
with? He wasn't beefing with anybody.
Yes, he was, because he got injured by a specific person.
No, the last thing. Okay, Survivor Series was the last thing he did. And that was it. He wasn't really like beefing with anybody. He wasn't beefing with anybody. It was just.
Oh yeah, no. So he will be beefing with somebody because they're
now he would have to be.
They're supposed to be starting the storylines. You know where that storyline is going? Him versus AJ Styles.
I would say him versus AJ Styles
with that big dude in the back.
Yeah.
There will be a match between them two, but it's not pay-per-view worthy match.
Not yet, because we haven't seen him wrestle by himself.
It'll just be them two. It'll just be them two wrestling.
Yeah. I think that's one.
But the main match will it'll probably be a handicap match.
Probably, more than likely.
Yeah.
Probably be a WrestleMania handicap match. I think that's gonna happen.
That's a terrible match at WrestleMania. That would be Elimination Chamber or Fastlane.
Elimination Chamber would take too long for it to be like a match before it. It just, and it's not even gonna have one Elimination Chamber match. You're gonna have two.
Yeah, but he wouldn't be part of that Elimination Chamber match. He would be.
Well, who would you put in Elimination Chamber? I'm curious.
Who would I put in Elimination Chamber?
Because Edge don't need to be in the Elimination Chamber.
No, he don't need to be in it.
No. So
Edge's not in it will be McIntyre versus.
Why would McIntyre be in there? He's already champion.
Champion has to be in it.
Do they?
Yes. They put their title on the line.
Oh, yeah, they do. Right.
Come on, bro.
I forget. So McIntyre.
Randy Orton.
Keith Lee, if he comes back.
Keith Lee.
And by that time, he should be back. So Keith Lee.
Let's see. Let me pull up the Raw roster right now.
AJ would definitely have to be in it. Sheamus would definitely have to be in it. Damn, they're just gonna be nothing but big dudes in that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, and Bobby Lashley.
He's United States champion. I don't think they'll do that.
But nobody's challenging for the title.
Someone will challenge him for the title. Riddle's supposed to get a title match.
Who?
Riddle's still feuding with him, so.
Yeah, that's I'm over it. You know what's weird? I think Bobby Lashley can fight. Bobby Lashley and Braun can go at it, and maybe he could take the title off and Braun could take the title off of Bobby. That will give incentive for AJ to get it off of Braun. It's not a stretch.
That's a reach, bro.
No, it's not.
That's a reach.
No, it's not. Literally,
that is a reach. That would be those are terrible. Those are terrible setup matches, though.
But here's the thing. It's first of all, AJ Styles hasn't had a title on him in a while. That's one. Two, Bobby. Nobody is up to par with taking a title off of Bobby Lashley at this point. Same thing with Drew McIntyre. They're on that same level. So the only person that really can probably do it is Braun, that has the power and the ability to probably do it. Granted that her business will probably interfere or something like that, but nobody is up to par to do it. So yeah, Braun can probably take the title off of Bobby, which then AJ would probably want to fight Braun. And they got I keep calling him Dabakito, but that's the wrong person. And then you got what's his name? Amoses or whatever his name is. Amos.
I don't know.
I call him Amoses, whatever. You have that dude, right? So, and if they do I won't say handicap match, but if they do Braun versus AJ, right? Knowing that dude's gonna be outside. That dude's going to do it, and it's going to be, no DQ or whatever the case may be. That dude can do whatever he wants to Braun, which gives AJ the title, and AJ goes into WrestleMania with a title. And I don't know who's going to fight him after that. So it goes with AJ having a title in WrestleMania.
No, definitely not. I'm telling you right now, that's Randy taking that title.
I said, no, the United States title. I'm saying AJ going into WrestleMania with a title.
With a title? I mean,
that's what I'm getting at. I'm not talking about the main title. I'm not talking about Braun. I'm talking about Braun and AJ.
Well, we were talking about the Elimination Chamber, so that's
why. But even so, I'm thinking about it. It's like
AJ could very well possibly be in there, and so can Braun. But could just continue to fuel that particular match.
I mean, maybe Keith Lee would fight Bobby Lashley.
I wouldn't put the U.S. title on Strowman.
No, but I would put it on Keith Lee though.
Yeah.
That way, that way Braun is in the Elimination Chamber, and that puts AJ.
You could very well possibly have Keith Lee and Bobby Lashley in that match, and then Keith Lee eliminates Bobby Lashley. At which point now you have a solid match now for the US title.
Yeah.
And that can either culminate at Fastlane or they can put that in WrestleMania. Either way.
I think that would be amazing.
Most likely that'll probably be a Fastlane match. And then at that point, Keith Lee would go into WrestleMania as the US champion.
Yeah, they could do that. I think that would be best.
That's how that's how I would book it, at least.
I mean, that would be good booking. That would be good booking, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's how I would book it completely.
I don't know. I'm a little tired of the beatdowns between Riddle and Ricochet. I'm a little over every week they getting beat down or whatnot. I'm just tired of it.
And that's exactly what we're gonna continue to see.
It's so annoying
until they figure out what to do. I think what they're trying to do right now is that they know that they messed up with Retribution, so they're trying to let it run its course.
Yeah.
And then just keep Ali as a heel.
I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I don't have no problem with that at all.
So Randy Orton.
So I would say if I
it's going to be Randy Orton versus Edge at WrestleMania.
Yeah. So
I'm not sure if it's going to be a title.
I say that's definitely no. It's going to be title because he won the Royal Rumble, so that's a title match. So it's going to be
Randy Orton's going to beat Drew McIntyre.
Yes, guaranteed. He may not even beat Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre might get eliminated by a completely different person, and then we're guaranteed a new champion.
He maybe get cashed in too.
That's another thing.
Let's be real about it. He might get cashed in, right? He might get cashed in at the Elimination Chamber, which sets up Edge versus Miz.
No.
We'll see what his decision is going to be. It's probably going to be because honestly, if it's Drew McIntyre. Okay.
Randy. So the only thing that I can see if you're thinking of cash in early, Randy wins. Miz cashes in on Randy.
You think Miz would cash in on Randy?
Yes, Miz cashes in on Randy, and then in Fastlane we have Randy versus Miz, and that's a fucking squash match. Randy takes the title.
Lose it right after he cashes it.
Right after, because he doesn't deserve that title.
Really?
Yes, he doesn't. I don't know why they even gave him the Money in the Bank back after he cashed in and lost.
Because then you can't see it with Otis. Okay, you couldn't see it with Otis.
No. I'm not talking about that. He cashed in and failed his cash in.
Yeah.
And they gave it back to him.
My thing is, why is he trying to cash it on Drew McIntyre, not even cash it on fucking
He can't catch Drew McIntyre, that's why.
No, so why is he not trying to cash it on Roman?
No. Wouldn't do that.
See, that's the thing too. That's what I loved about Money in the Bank is that certain people who had it, you didn't know who they were going to cash it in on. And now you can almost tell automatically who they're going to cash it in on. Instead of just being at random.
Like, it's been like that since probably by 2014, 2015.
No, because when it first came out,
it's been like that for a while now. Where you could tell, like when Seth Rollins won and what was his name? Dean Ambrose had won the Money in the Bank that same night.
He was gonna cash in on
that was a cash in off rip.
Yeah,
he had won it that night.
But when Seth
same thing
Rollins
with Kane did that to Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio won and he cashed in the same night.
Yeah, but that
was his tag team partner at the time.
When Seth had it, he literally didn't have no ties to anybody, right? He cashed in on Roman because he was, he was the authority at this point. You know what I mean? He was part of the authority in this and everything. And
Who, Seth?
no, yeah, and Brock had the title. Roman didn't win that match neither.
No, it became a triple threat.
Yeah, and he cashed in on Brock, and then started
on the last day,
which was WrestleMania. He cashed it on WrestleMania.
He cashed in on the last day.
Yeah, which was good. I think that's the thing too. They did cash in a lot more. See, I like the cash-ins at WrestleMania or Monday.
Well, that was only they ever first cash in at WrestleMania. It was Seth.
Was it?
Yep.
Really?
Mm-hmm. The very first cash in was at Elimination. Well, it wasn't Elimination Chamber at the time. It was New Year's Revolution.
Right. No, what I'm saying is like they usually like I like the trope of somebody wins the title on Monday on Sunday, right? Like the WrestleMania, and somebody cashes it on Monday.
Have we had that?
Yes, we had multiple times. Dolph Ziggler.
Was that was SmackDown, fam?
Even WWE in general, dude. It doesn't matter. Don't matter what it was. It was still they still did it.
Was it the SmackDown after WrestleMania?
It was no, it was Raw. It's always Raw after WrestleMania. Monday is Raw.
Yeah, but I'm saying that
Dolph Ziggler did.
Dolph Ziggler cashed in on SmackDown.
No, nobody. No.
Yes, he cashed in on SmackDown against Alberto Del Rio.
Alberto Del Rio did.
Yeah, and it was SmackDown. It wasn't Raw.
Yeah, it was. Even so, it still works. There was also another cash in as well on Raw. There's actually did two people cash in on Raw? I believe so. It was two.
I gotta look for.
I think it was two people that cashed it in on Raw. I know Alberto Del Rio cashed in on CM Punk during an event. I think it wasn't Hell in a Cell. It was I forgot what a match it was, but Alberto Del Rio cashed in on CM Punk during one of the events. I forgot what it was though. It was what was it, Raw? No, it wasn't Raw.
Edge cashed in on SmackDown. CM Punk cashed in on Raw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that. See, actually, CM Punk cashed in twice.
But that wasn't the Monday after WrestleMania.
No.
None of these were.
There was one cash in after WrestleMania.
Jack Swagger SmackDown. Kane the same year, Money in the Bank the same night.
Yeah.
Miz was on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Dolph Ziggler. Actually, Dolph Ziggler's was the one that was it. That was after WrestleMania 29.
Yeah, because it was a big pop.
And he took Del Rio's title.
Yeah, that was Raw. So there's that one.
I wanted to get tickets for that so bad, but they were sold out. But I did go to WrestleMania that year.
So I mean,
did you go to WrestleMania that year?
What year was that?
2013, I think.
I was actually working WrestleMania. That was what? That was
at MetLife?
Yeah, I was working there at that time.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Doing what?
I worked the beer portables.
Oh, okay.
I was making that dough. And I was watching that shit.
Yeah, I went by myself. It's a sad moment.
My brother was working there too. He met Roman Reigns.
I bumped into Kofi as I was trying to make my way out of the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up walking towards the
downstairs.
No, it was in the middle. I think it was Concourse B,
okay,
where they have the suites. Yep. And there was one specific suite where they had it set up where they had the UPN 9 after show thing with
oh my God, that's so long.
with that dude that did the sports from UPN, and he did like an after show with a couple of the wrestlers, and I literally bumped into Kofi. He was wearing a suit, and I was like, oh man. He was like, yo, you want to take a picture? And I was like, my phone died. And he was like, maybe next time then, bro. And I was like, there won't be a next time.
I met Kofi and Xavier Woods at Atlantic City Boardwalk Con. Xavier Woods was dressed up as the Black Power Ranger, and Kofi was, I forgot what he was, another Ranger, but yeah. Xavier Woods had his shirt off and everything. I was just like, oh shit. I was like, wait a minute, you're Xavier Woods. You're Kofi Kingston. This is when Atlantic City actually had wrestling events down there for WWE.
Yeah.
That, you know, but they don't do that shit now. But anyway. So, would you rate this Royal Rumble?
Probably like a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5? Okay, that's not bad.
And
I was thinking from 1 to 10, but okay.
1 to 10?
5?
6 maybe.
Okay, I give it an 8.
I give it a 6, and the only reason why I give it a 6 is because the men's Rumble match was great.
You know what? I give it a 7 because of Hurricane.
The men's Rumble match was great. Had a really nice couple decent spots. It was great to see Carlito. It was great to see, you know, a lot of those other people, the NXT dudes, like, you know, Damian Priest, who is, you know, he's dope. Like,
he's local dude, you know that, right?
Yeah. No, he's, I think, from New York or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Brooklyn, bro. He's
Puerto Rican too.
Yep. He's from what I understand, he's going main roster.
Of course, yeah.
So
that's without a doubt.
So is Rhea Ripley is going main roster as well. Amber Moon staying on NXT because, yeah, that was one wasted wrestler.
That was a waste. She was a waste, but she was also injured too. So
she got injured by Nia Jax, another person that got injured by Nia Jax.
To be honest with you, that girl shouldn't even be wrestling anymore.
Nia Jax?
She's terrible actor, terrible everything. She's cool, like when there's some spots that are pretty cool from her, you know what I'm saying? Because she's, I don't know, it's weird. I don't know how to explain it.
I think she needs to stop injuring people.
Well, that's because that's the main reason why. Is because she can barely fight. She tries to move around too quick because she's really fast.
Mm-hmm.
So she tries to stop herself and ends up hurting someone.
Yeah.
Because she wants to show that, you know, she's all big and bad, so she has that brute force. But she basically is like, you don't know your own strength, and you end up hurting someone by mistake.
I mean, I remember when she got so frustrated, she called The Rock up, and I guess they had a conversation, Vince, and because it was like a frustration with her. Like, it was just like she was frustrated, I guess, with where she was going in there, and it felt like she wasn't going anywhere. And I think she called The Rock up and had a conversation, and I guess he had his talk with Vince, and there you go. I don't know. So we'll you know. I mean, I'll rate this a 7 because I can't stand the Hurricane, and I don't.
That wasn't even that bad.
I don't need to see him ever again.
It was a terrible choice, but it wasn't a bad spot.
Yes, it was.
It was a terrible choice, though. It definitely was a terrible choice in the spot, but it wasn't a bad spot.
Trash. Trash. Well, that's our wrestling fucking talk.
Hurricane trash. Nah, bro. You got that choke slam. Yo, if he would have got that choke slam off, I would have died, but he didn't.
Trash. And Goldberg, this, you know,
that wasn't a bad match though. That's what I'm saying.
I'll give Goldberg this, but he did almost fuck up the jackhammer again. I was like,
he had it. He just it's Drew is also big as hell too.
He just
Drew is also big as hell too. You know what I'm saying? So he had to balance that tall ass dude on his shoulders. You know what I'm saying?
I was like,
so when he saw that he was losing the balance, he just said, "Never mind, blam. Let me just go right into it."
Yeah.
Because if not, he would have held that up. It was just because of the momentum that he had with Drew. Drew just kept going forward.
Yeah,
so he had no other choice but to finish it.
I'm just glad he didn't bang his head against the lockers again.
Here's the thing too, when he had tried to do the jackhammer on, what was it, the jackknife, right? Was it jackknife or jackhammer?
Jackknife. No, jackhammer.
No, jackknife is powerbomb.
It's called a jackhammer.
So when he tried to do the jackhammer, to Undertaker and to who else?
Roman.
Fiend?
No, not Roman. Braun. He tried to. That's the last time I was. He tried to do it.
No, he just tried to pick him up. He didn't get that up. When he did it to the Fiend, he could barely pick him up. When he did it to Undertaker, he could barely pick him up.
Oh, when he tried to do it to the Fiend, that was terrible.
It's terrible. I don't know why they're doing what they're doing, but
anyway, but
it was a solid match nonetheless.
That match was cool because it was just like tit for tat. But Roman,
that's what I'm saying. So the side matches were great. I wasn't a fan of the women's Royal Rumble much. I did like that winner. And then that Carmella and Sasha Banks match was just garbage to me.
It needs work. Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens was good.
It was only like 5 matches.
Yeah.
The two Rumbles and then the 3 title matches. That's it.
It was good. So
not even the tag team matches that they went off. Like that should have been something that they could have added too.
Yeah. So it's a 7 out of 10 for me. So
6. I'm gonna stick with a 6.
I'm gonna give it a 7 because it's just.
I don't know how you ranking it high, bro. Even an 8, bro.
I thought you know what? I thought it was an 8, but I was like, damn, the hurricane was in there, so I got to bring it down.
If anything, I thought you would have minus the 2 because of the hurricane. That was it.
Well, shit. I mean, who else was in that shit? Jillian Hall. Oh yeah, you got. Yeah, I bring it down to.
Yo, when she came out with the microphone, bro, I was like, no.
I was like, oh my God. You know what? I'm done. Tori Wilson was okay. But all right. Thank you for tuning in. I know my camera's going fuzzy. It's all right. Signing off here.
Bro, this is long as hell, bro.
Yeah, we'll cut it. But anyway, sayonara. See you later.
Take it easy, y'all. This is the first episode. We're probably gonna have something a little smaller next time.
Yeah, especially when
especially
when Raw's
going off topic.
Yes,
sir.
When Raw's tomorrow as well, we'll record after Raw.
You want to do after Raw? I don't know if I want to do after Raw.
Yeah.
We'll just do for like the week.
All right, fuck it.
Let's do the week.
We'll do the week. Anyway, latest.